Hello and welcome to the Taco Tuesday show with your host Matt and my co-host the UFO.
The good
Oh,
old
hello.
Ming Ming.
Hello
Pardon?
there.
Oh, greetings to you.
I hear that you have an abductee on your ship today.
Yes, well, somebody different
Oh.
today. We have a representative of the human race. Actually, they sent us their best, and he couldn't show up. So this guy filled in.
I
So
see.
Say hello. Say what's your name. What's your name? What's your name, Mike?
Ming.
Oh, well,
All right.
okay. Representative of the human race is speaking our language, apparently.
All right.
So yeah, there you go.
Well, it's a good thing that
So we're gonna interview.
it's a good
this
thing
guy.
that he's a sacrifice.
Yeah. No. Clearly.
So,
yeah.
my UFO friend, we're gonna actually go to your abductee first, because I hear that he really has some good thoughts on what football is on this planet.
Yes, or is
yeah,
not,
or is not.
depending on.
So
Yeah,
how about you
so,
conduct a little interview with him?
Yes, please. I would be more than happy. I would be honored to do so. Good sir, Mr.
Michael. You can call me Michael.
All right. For the kids at home and the ones in the back, tell us what you feel about football. How do you feel about football?
Oh, it's a bunch of guys in tight pants running around a field.
Not talking about the Glee Club. I'm talking about football.
That is football.
All right. So apparently this guy thinks football is a bunch of guys in
Well,
tight pants.
that's
running around.
incorrect.
Yes. They are a bunch of guys in tight pants running around,
Tackling each other.
and the refs help tackling each other.
so different.
Hand to hand.
No,
combat.
hand egg.
I don't know what that means.
It's not football, it's hand egg.
No.
Okay.
You don't use your feet and it's egg
No.
shaped. Hand egg.
Say that again.
Hand egg. Google it.
No,
Hand egg.
no, it's okay. We really
No,
don't.
I'm not touching it. I don't
we
know what
really
a Google
don't
is.
care. So,
Well, I do.
tell us your understanding
I lay
of
eggs. It's part of my species.
what football is, Mike.
Yeah. What is football? What is a first down? Sounds painful.
That's the first guy who gets knocked down on the ground.
That is
Wrong.
incorrect. If this was a game show,
Yes.
you would be dead already.
Yes, you would be. If this were Trump's White House, you'd be.
Going back to Mexico.
You'd be
You'd
over
be
that
fired.
wall. Yeah, Trump was really not very nice to me. Something about me being an illegal alien. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know
appreciate
about that.
I flew over his wall though. Hope he appreciates that.
Oh, that's.
His big, beautiful wall.
Yeah, it was. It had a giant T on it. Anyways, football. Quit trying to distract me.
All right.
It's because you don't.
So,
know anything
UFO,
about football.
let's get down to a real conversation about some football here.
Yeah, absolutely. We have our expert.
We were
so-
kind of talking about there's a rule change that's going to come into effect next week or so, within the
Yes.
next week, and the rule is to change overtime from 15 minutes to 10 minutes. What's kind of your thought? Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think overtime just should be eliminated altogether? What do you
Good
think about
question.
ties? You know,
I thought about this. What if you limit it to 10 minutes, then you give, if somebody scores a touchdown, you give somebody a chance to respond. What do you think of that? This is totally on a limb.
what do you mean? Like
Okay, so usually with overtime rules,
like college football?
you can get a field goal. You can get a field goal, and then the game continues. But if you get a touchdown, if you're the first team to win the toss, you get a touchdown, boom. You are basically, you essentially win the game.
well-
No, you don't essentially win the game.
Well,
you
that's
win
how the
game.
rule is now. If you score a touchdown on the first
Right.
drive,
So if
you
you
win.
make it 10 minutes, let's say you add in the rule that they would be able to respond, except they have less time to do so. What do you think about that? I'm not saying it's airtight. I just want to know.
well, I think that's what they do now.
from
I
around here.
believe they do. If you score a field goal, you get a chance to respond. But if you
Yeah,
you
but
score
not
a
a with a
touchdown,
touchdown.
you automatically win the game. Game's over at that
Yeah.
point.
Now let's say you score a touchdown, the other team has a chance to respond. They just have less time to do so. 10 minutes.
No, because I like the boom,
Okay.
done. It's over with.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Of course, if your defense is terrible,
Yeah.
then, the offense doesn't get to touch the ball. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has been knocked out of the playoffs a few times after some incredible games that just could have kept going because his defense was on the field in overtime. So, I mean, it's just there's no perfect answer.
Yeah, I mean, something I like, but I don't like the NFL moving towards is kind of college football overtime. They do literally, you start at like the 20 or 25 yard line, and you just go towards the end. You start at your opponents, so you literally only have to go 25 yards to the end zone. So what it is if you score a touchdown, the other team gets a chance to score as well. And so it's but you don't. It's only you can get you can get 2 first downs in that whole thing. So it's not
That's
based
true.
on time. It's based on how much, or if you can score, or if you get turnover on downs. So it
That's
really,
interesting.
I think it's good, but I don't know for the pro level.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that patience helps win a game. So if you're trying to rush though, that could ruin things.
Yeah.
I mean, you're obviously, and as a species with 3 belly buttons, I know a thing or two about
Yeah.
patience.
But
So I think what you need to do is you need to be able to drive down the field, but you have to also do it. It adds a level of suspense when it's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
People kind of take their time, but there's not as much urgency. So what we're going to see, and I just threw that idea out there
Yeah.
earlier, but what you're going to see is essentially this idea of there's urgency. There's more urgency. There's more, that stuff.
Yeah.
There's not more There's just more.
The
urgency.
reason that this is actually being brought up is more so because the NFLPA, the Players Association, they don't like the fact that players, you know how they reduce practice time now, so to keep the players healthy, which ultimately isn't making the players healthy because they're getting injured more because they're not getting hit. But with overtime, they're saying, their argument is, why do we have to play another quarter if you're trying to reduce injuries? So I guess I get it, but do you just want
but
everything
also
to
you're
end
playing
in
the game?
I mean, I understand playoffs, like that's totally different. Overtime should happen, but is overtime in the regular season worth it? I mean, in college football, I don't believe they have they allow ties. So, it's a totally different standard. So, yeah, I don't really know what is right, but there are a couple different things. What does your hostage say about this?
What do you think, Mike? Or Lucy, or whatever you call yourself? I don't know what gender is on Earth anymore. That's something we don't understand.
Well, first of all, I identify as an attack helicopter.
See what I'm saying?
Did you just say he's a
I think
helicopter?
I'm going to pack up my things and I'm going to go back to my planet.
Please just keep him with you. I don't think the human race wants him back.
Well, he could be used as a weapon. The only problem is you're delusional because, well, you're not an
We
attack
don't want him back
Yeah.
on Earth.
Helicopter.
Please keep him.
Great. Now we're going to get protests. All right. So anyways, yeah. So
To answer your question,
Okay.
anything that shortens the game is good by me.
I think he's implying he doesn't like
Well,
football.
Why is he on?
Getting that vibe.
Why is he on this show?
You like tacos? I don't know.
Alright.
I don't like tacos either.
It's not even Tuesday.
Goodness.
Ugh.
Whopper Wednesday.
Some of us have to work, though. So the host and this guy that's trying to invade your planet through subtle different ways of learning your culture, we're busy people. So
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
transition to our next little question here.
Gotcha.
This is kind of in honor of what happened the other night with the NBA lottery. Should the
Oh, yeah. I love this
Should
question.
the NFL start to look at the lottery for the NFL draft?
Well,
What's
here's
your
the
thoughts
thing.
on that?
At first, I thought if your team is terrible, at least there's something to look forward to by getting a high draft pick.
Yep.
Right.
But let's
Here's
look
the
at
thing,
like
though.
the Jaguars, for
Here's
example.
why-
I mean, I hate to say it, Jaguars and Browns, but let's look at their franchises and say, how many years
Yeah.
are they in the top six?
Yeah,
Six.
exactly. They're starting to take away, because you know how you have that team that like is decent or good, and then they just do badly. You know, like the Cowboys.
Yeah,
did that.
like or
did
you could-
badly
you
for
could
a
even
year,
say,
and then they got back to the top.
Bears this year.
Yeah. And I had that theory, and we talked about it a while back about why teams stay mediocre and how they'll just continue to be in that cesspool of mediocrity. The problem is now they're just clustering around in the first 5 picks of the draft, taking away decent players from other teams that are in that low point that are about to go back
well,
up.
it's not like
And those teams will be a lot. Look at the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Much more entertaining when they're better. So they're going to have a bad year or two, but they're going to get back to the top
Yeah.
usually because they're just decently
well,
run.
it's not like if they do a lottery, if you're in like the bottom 10 teams, you go into the lottery. But if you're you're like 11 or 12 or 13 going to be there, you don't get thrown into the lottery. Like you know, so those bottom 10 teams, they go into a lottery thing, and they, let's just say the let's throw around the the Bengals were number 9. Let's say the Bengals, they didn't have a spectacular season. They had an okay season, but just think if the NFL had a lottery, and let's say they magically got picked for the number 1 pick.
Right.
That would drastically change everything that's going on. As opposed to the 49ers trying to bottom out towards the end of the year and not win a game so that they could beat the Browns for that number 1 pick. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there might be a subtle chance that they are trying to get it. So it's tough to say, but I'd almost be okay with it.
I would.
But then again, you get a team like the Pats, so that they get there.
I mean,
they get
but
that pick.
if they're better than the bottom 10, they're not in the lottery at all. So we don't, you don't have to worry.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't understand that.
So it's
thanks for explaining.
Because like you look
Not
at
from this planet.
the draft as is, and you go, oh, okay. There's these 10 teams. Like the Bills were number 10, so the Bills would be in that. But anyone other than,
let me understand.
It would. I think it'd
Okay.
be interesting, honestly.
Well, aren't the Celtics still in the playoffs?
The
though?
Celtics are, but the Celtics got their draft pick from the Brooklyn Nets, who were the worst team, who was the worst team in the NBA this season.
Well, that's gotta be terrible for the Nets.
Yes, but
that's gotta feel bad.
But since Brooklyn was the worst team in the NBA this season, they have more of a chance to get that number 1 pick as opposed to.
See. Well, that seems all right. That seems all right.
So in the end, the Brooklyn Nets got the number 1 pick, but the Celtics get it.
Yeah.
But there was more of it. It's just all comes down to chance and percentage at that point.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool, but again, it's something that. Honestly, I think they should just try it, see how it goes for a couple years, and then go from there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I mean, the NBA lottery didn't start till the 80s, and the first guy off the board was to the Knicks, Patrick Ewing, and there's a whole conspiracy around it, but it's, they didn't do it, and they just said, oh, there's these teams that are losing on purpose, let's try and change this. So...
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting.
Very. Mm-hmm.
So,
very.
Does your hostage have anything to say, or did you tie him up?
What do you think about that?
Did you tie him up?
What do you think, Lucy? I think we put a sock in his throat.
Good. Please keep him, so we don't have to deal with him on Earth again.
I can't breathe.
Oh, sounds
okay,
good.
All
Music
right.
to my ear.
Well, this is the Taco Tuesday crew, and thank you for listening.
Don't call the cops.
Yeah, all right. Well, you guys have
I'm okay.
Nope.
Really.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Get back in the sack, you little weirdo.
All right.
I got enough. This is only gonna hurt a little. Boing.